Medical institutions lied to me once. It almost destroyed my life, and I can prove that they're doing it again. Let me back up. 12 years ago, I had a knee replacement surgery, and after 2 nights in the hospital, I was prescribed pain management medication. I told the nurse I didn't want Percocets or Vicodins. I had trouble weaning off them after my ACL repair in 1997. She smiled and said, "Don't worry, these new medications are non-habit forming." And so she handed me an OxyContin. Yeah, sure, that's funny now, but my surgery was right before the world learned Oxy was a money-making scam designed to addict people and keep them coming back for more. And I was taking these happy pills for 6 weeks. First night, floating around on crutches, high as a kite, crazy-ass dreams. But the withdrawals, after 2 weeks, I tried to stop. I decided I need to stop now. And day 1, 3 pills. Day 2, 2 pills. Day 3, 1 pill. By the second evening, well, my body was shaking. I couldn't sit still. Depression, hopelessness, fear all crashed down at me at once. I read to my kids a bedtime story and started crying uncontrollably, looking at their baby pictures on the wall, and I became an absolute wreck. So the next morning, I called my therapist, sobbing. She'd only asked if I felt suicidal. I wasn't, so she referred me to a drug addiction clinic. The clinic said Oxy wasn't a specified addictive narcotic, and they hung up on me. So my last resort, the hospital that prescribed the drugs. And I called, the doctor said he didn't have any real information. And I yelled, "You guys are the ones who prescribed these fucking things." But his only suggestion, wean off more gradually. How gradually, I asked him. And he didn't know. He told me to go back to the full dosage and look it up online. Not a single medical professional could help. I took a pill, and within 10 minutes, everything seemed to go back to normal. The second information blackout, and here's what I saw when searching for information on how to wean off of Oxy, was exactly the same as what you're seeing now with conversion therapy, which is a little scary. I saw hits for OxyContin, miracle pain relief, praised by doctors worldwide. OxyContin is the cure for PTSD. People are living lives they thought they couldn't reclaim. Page after page, the same shit, until finally I found my dark horse. A low-budget HTML page with no graphics and a font almost too small to read. But I finally found my answer. 2 weeks later, stocked with THC edibles and a bottle of OxyContin pills cut into fourths, I took my last quarter of 1 pill. I had to figure this out myself. No help from doctors, no help from my therapist, and the help from Google, well, questionable at best. The institutions were wrong about Oxy for years, while people died, while people suffered. The information was suppressed, the truth was hidden, and no one was allowed to talk about it. And they're doing it again now. And here's what really concerns me about gender-affirming care. What aren't they telling you? Remember, I was told that OxyContin was non-habit forming. Nobody warned me about withdrawal. Nobody told me how hard it would be to stop. I only found out when I tried to quit and discovered that I was on my own. With gender-affirming care, are they telling teenagers that puberty blockers might affect bone density, that cross-sex hormones could mean permanent infertility, that if you change your mind later, detransitioning is incredibly difficult and some changes can't be undone? Will you find that on a Google search? Or are they doing what they did with Oxy, promising it's safe and effective while downplaying the risks? When affirmation leads to surgery, here's what follows. First, physical therapy to repair the damaged muscles. Then, aggressive pain management, prescriptions, OxyContin. Follow-up visits for infections. Follow-up visits for cosmetic failures. And a lifetime of hormonal treatment to maintain an appearance. And they didn't tell me about Oxy until it was too late. How do I know they're telling the truth now? How do you know?
At the age of 13, I started to believe I was a boy. The people who supported it definitely didn't help. At the age of 16, I took my first dose of testosterone. I had top surgery at the age of 20, and I detransitioned at the age of 21. So growing up, I was always the awkward kid. I moved around a lot. Mom and dad weren't in the picture. So I think that caused some issues regarding my identity. I ended up finding a therapist who affirmed my gender. It wasn't until 16 that I started hormone therapy because she convinced my grandmother that I would kill myself. And my grandma cares a lot about me. She loves me very much. She raised me. She let me go to that first appointment, and the clinician said the same thing to her, that she needed to think about if she wanted a dead daughter or an alive son. So I started my hormone therapy at that point. I feel stunted in my age and my growth. These hormones don't heal people. This desire to transition comes from childhood trauma or sexual trauma, and I had all of that on record